This is a message to my future self. If you're watching this video, chances are you may be recently stepping into the version of yourself that has already assumed you are the future version of yourself, right? The version of yourself that has or embodies all of the qualities that you really value in yourself, and that you know will help you obtain your highest fulfillment. So what I want to say to my future self is, above everything, thank you for not giving up. It's September 6, 2025. Remember how fucked up we were in July? Oh, we were fucked up in July. Oh man, we were fucked up in July. Wow. We learned a lot that summer, didn't we? Ooh, way more than we thought we were gonna learn. So we didn't give up though. And not only did we not give up, but we didn't just like pick ourselves up and start crawling along, right? Maybe we had a period of rest, right? But we learned to rest. We learned to rest properly and in a way that can fuel the coming hustle that follows after that. So a message to my future self is, thank you for always being open to learning, even when you were fucking heartbroken, right? Even when you felt like, I don't want to keep learning. I don't want these lessons. Please, God, can you give me a different lesson just for right now? But you were always the type of person that knew that the only way out is through. And that the only way to create the light is through the darkness. Because if there's light all around you, then how would you know you're holding light too? Everything is light. But if you're surrounded in darkness, and now there's something inside of you shining, then you know you created that light. So I want to thank you for always having such a creative and fresh perspective on what you go through, right? And I just want to say also, well done. Well done. You have built the body that you wanted. You've built the level of mental and emotional equilibrium that you wanted. You've built the level of spiritual connection that you've always wanted. You did it. You did it. You've built the level of financial abundance that you've always wanted. And even if you're not exactly where you want to be financially right now, since this is a message to my future self, I'm here to tell you, man, you're doing way better than you thought you were gonna be doing, or that you thought was even possible. Because you know what? You always knew you were gonna be rich. You always knew you were gonna be rich, wealthy. You always knew this, right? And that's because you knew what it was to not have. You knew what it was to go without. Right? And not only that, but you knew what it was to watch multiple people throughout your life sacrifice their most precious time and energy for the sake of a paycheck, doing something that they don't actually want to do. And you knew that that was not the life for you. You knew all along that you were meant to be the person who not only became rich, became wealthy, but you did it doing things you loved doing. You love doing. You love doing, not past tense, you love doing. I want to tell you, well done on your music. The whole world knows you now. Right? The whole world knows you now. And it happened way faster than you ever thought was possible for you. But you know what? Give thanks for all the trials and tribulations that you went through before you even started putting music out. Because the level of maturity that you walked into this game with, right, walked into this industry with, not a lot of people reach. Even throughout the span of their careers, let alone in the beginning of their career. Feel me? The level of depth of emotional maturity you walked into this industry with. It's something special. It's always been special, you know? And give thanks to the team around you, to those around you who help you realize this vision. And well done in taking care of them, right? And making sure that they're well paid in some way, right? They're well paid for doing what they do, for helping you realize this vision. Well done. Man. Well done for continuing your martial arts training. You're a beast. Well done for continuing your lifting training. You are a beast. You're a beast. It's insane. You're strong, you're jacked, you're fast, you're resilient, you have great cardio, you're flexible, you're agile, you're nimble. You can strike, you can grapple. What can't you do? Man, well done. Well done. But back to that money part. Man, you really made the music. You really made a career out of music that showed the deepest parts of you. Or some of the deepest parts of you, right? Because the deepest is, some of it is too deep. But very deep parts of you. And you did it in a way where others connected so beautifully to it, right? People connected so beautifully to it. People felt so heard, so understood. So understood. It's beautiful what you've been able to accomplish in just a year, right? Today is September 6, 2025. You've been able to accomplish this in just a year. What? And you're just getting started. This is your first year, right? You started putting music out, I think it was March 30th, 2025. Man, and what a journey it has been. Full of ups and downs, full of a lot of learning. But ultimately, it's become something that you're very proud of. And that you can show people, right? That you told 10 years ago, hey, you know, I actually make music. And they're like, oh, really? Really? You make music? Oh, how cute. And it's like, oh, no. Like, actually 10 years later, actually, I have a career now, right? I'm able to quit my job now, right? No, like I actually do this for real though. Like, this is my profession. This is what I do. And I've been divinely guided the entire time, right? Despite everyone telling me, hey, think of your plan B, right? What are you gonna do if it doesn't work out? Because you need to get lucky in the music industry. And you always knew, even when you were at your worst, your drug addicted self, right? Remember those years? Waist neck deep in addictions of all sorts. And deep down, somehow, you still knew, nah, I'm not giving up though. Because I know that once I get my spirit right, once I get on the right path, it's all going to align. And boy, did you make it align. By the way, congratulations on your relationship too. I know you've always wanted a committed relationship with a woman who is emotionally intelligent, is supportive, is sweet and kind and modest, who cares about her health, who cares about her connection with her innermost self, right, with a higher, greater power. I know you've always wanted a connection with someone who inspires you to be better, right? Just by being herself. A naturally beautiful, gorgeous being of a woman. And you're finally with her. So, remember, there were times where you prayed about her, and now you know her. And you have a very strong and healthy connection with her. So, kudos to you. Congrats on that. Because even though you don't believe that women should be looked at as achievements, I don't feel like that's how women should be looked as. But, the woman you are with is a very strong reflection of who you are, right? So, if you have a very strong and healthy relationship with a woman like that, then kudos to you, man. That says a lot about you. Yeah. Wow. You've achieved a lot. You have achieved so much. And you're just getting started. So, I'm just here to remind you that there were times where you were very uncertain, where you didn't know if things were gonna, actually you always knew things were gonna work. So, but there were times where you didn't know how things were gonna work. There were times where you felt like things could maybe take unexpected turns. But with that said, things worked out. And things worked out way better than what you anticipated them to. It's amazing, actually. It's amazing to experience such a series of blessings. But you know what? You deserve it. You know what? You deserve it. Because Lord knows you've done the work relentlessly. Relentlessly. You don't even know what it feels like to live a life where you're not doing the work. Right? By doing the work, the shadow work, the work on your health, the work on your nutrition, the work on your sleep, the work on improving yourself in nearly every aspect that you can, even fathom. You don't even know what it feels like to not live that life anymore. But you know what? Give thanks to your woman, because your woman is probably one of the only things in your life that encourages you or gives you a reason to slow the hell down. Right? Slow the hell down. Calm down. Let's relax. Relax. Let's relax. So, man, a message to my future self. You really created the life that you wanted to live in such a short amount of time. But don't ever feel like you're an like that imposter syndrome stuff that people talk about. You don't ever need to feel like that, because you know that in your 28 years of living, you've gone through so much development that it is now that God deems you worthy. And not only worthy, but also God deems that you are able to handle the level of blessings and responsibilities that come along with this life. You know? So, I'm just very grateful. I'm very grateful to be doing what I love to do to earn a very abundant living. My mom is retired, and I can take care of her. I can invest in my training, in my education, in my mentorships, right? In my business development, spiritual development, emotional, physical development. I live that life that I always knew I wanted, but now it's here. And I just also want to remind you, continue to be courageous, but also continue to be humble. Remember where you come from, right? You're not a trust fund baby, right? Your parents didn't, your mom didn't come from money, right? Most of your family are immigrants, and they came to this country with not a dime. Figuring it out so that you can live this life today. So I pray that you find it in yourself to give back in whatever way you find balanced and appropriate. And also, thank you to all the people who rocked with me on this journey, right? Tony. Tony, first one came to mind. How could it, man? I always remember Tony. Tony. You know, Karina. Irene. Man, I hope we're still cool by the time I get to see this, you know, in a year from now or however long. Thank you. I just want to thank God too. I didn't always know what I was doing, but I was always persistent. I was always resilient. I didn't give up. Giving up didn't even cross my mind, actually. There was never a time where I was like, you know what, maybe I should just stop making music and go to school to get a regular fucking job. There was never a time where that sounded like a good idea to me. But that doesn't mean that there weren't things in my external reality that were probably pointing me toward, hey, you should probably go to school and get a regular job because this, yeah. But I kept the faith. I kept the faith that I'm gifted in so many ways, and I'm only developing myself to being the person or becoming the person that can express these gifts in a way that other people find valuable, you know. So there's so much I want to say to you, but just to summarize it, since it's getting kind of a long video and I'm home already. It's 12:30, September 6, 2025. Life has changed. Life has changed.